everyone, it's the end of the year, and since resolutions are all the rage this time of year, I figured I'd take some time to talk about some wrestling resolutions, some things I hope the wrestling industry would hope to resolve to do in the year 2015. So, let's begin. I hope WWE resolves to put an end to their even-Steven style of booking they've been doing so much these last several months, almost for more than the last year in fact. This kind of thing where they'll have guys wrestle over and over again over the course of several weeks or months even, and have guys just trade wins back and forth with no real end game in sight. You know, it doesn't make anyone look good in the end, and I really hope they put a stop to it, or at the very least scale it back a lot in the next year. And while we're on the subject, I just hope the company resolves to stop booking the same matches, the same shows every single week, every Monday, every Friday. It's nauseating. It's ridiculous. Your roster's big enough, guys. You can afford to shake things up a bit. Throw some jobbers in there. I don't really care. Just make it different. Since all the signs have pointed to the fact that they are resolving to make Roman Reigns their next main event superstar in 2015, I hope they certainly resolve to make his push worth getting behind. I hope they resolve to keep the main event scene fresh throughout the year by throwing in guys, rotating in and out, guys like, Dean Ambrose, Bray Wyatt, Seth Rollins, along with guys like John Cena, Roman Reigns, Daniel Bryan, Dolph Ziggler, and what the heck, Rusev. Speaking of which, I hope they resolve to keep Rusev a serious character after he suffers inevitably his first loss, which will happen in 2015. I hope they don't turn him into some kind of happy-go-lucky dancing goofball character like they've done with so many other monsters over the years. And back to Bray Wyatt, I hope they resolve to do something with him. I mean, the promos week in and week out are nice, but let it build to something. Anything? I hope WWE resolves to spend less time focusing on older/retired wrestlers over the younger guys in an effort to garner quick ratings and cheap pops. I hope they resolve to turn John Cena heel. I know it's kind of a controversial thing to talk about, a very polarizing subject based on what I've observed the last couple of years, but they desperately need something like this to make the product fresh again, something that has not been for the last couple of years. And if Roman Reigns is going to be their next big guy, what better foil would he have? Who hasn't he wrestled already and pretty much beaten than a newly turned heel John Cena? That would get fans watching again. Not to mention, I'm pretty sure a rivalry between those two guys would boost business well enough that it would offset any kind of dip in merch sales caused by Cena's heel turn. I hope they resolve to give Cody Rhodes a gimmick and let him stick with it for one full year, just to see what would happen. Moving on from WWE for a moment, I hope Lucha Underground resolves to find a better TV deal in 2015, something with more eyeballs. I hope Impact Wrestling resolves to overcome its death sentence on a Friday night time slot on an obscure cable channel and manages to make it one more year. And of course, I hope all indie wrestlers out there make 2015 the year of them. Now let's talk for a second about some of my resolutions in 2015. I resolved to get more of my wrestler friends involved in the making and production of this show. I resolved to review pay-per-views regularly on this show, make it a regular feature. Just don't ask me to review Raw every week, though. I'm not a masochist. I resolved to release at least one or two more music videos in 2015. I resolved to put out an album of my songs thus far, and perhaps even another t-shirt. I resolved to get booked more often at shows. 2014 was a dry year for the Z-Man, and I hope to correct that in 2015. And finally, I resolved to make Wrestling with Regret the strongest it's ever been, to make the show even better than before, and to keep you, the loyal viewers, happy. Tell me what your wrestling resolutions are for 2015 in the comments section. Maybe you should resolve to buy yourself a t-shirt in 2015. Thanks for watching. Thanks for making 2014 a great year for Wrestling with Regret. I truly appreciate your fandom. Don't forget to like this video, share the video, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you already haven't. I'm Brian Zane, and I'll see you next year.